Okay, so there are the specs which I will add to the video now. All right, so looking at the specifications for this cooler, as you can see from the screen, it doesn't tell us what the speed of the pump is or the lift or anything useful other than 50,000 hours of life. And it does tell us the LED current, so that's nice. That's a surprise. Now for the fans, they go up to 2,000 RPMs and 100,000 hours of life. So these are much better than the ELC-AQFA360-SQA 3. And then they show again the current for the LEDs, which a lot of companies don't do. The airflow is 79.8, so this is and 3.6 millimeters of static pressure, making this more powerful than the ELC-AQFA3, which is interesting since you'd think that the Aquafusion would be less than the ELC-Max. But hey, what do I know? I guess ADV means advanced, so it's better than a Max, even though Max is a superlative that cannot be defeated. Whatever. Marketing people don't care about English rules. It is also a little bit louder at 32.6 decibels. So and the thermal grease is Dow Corning TC-5121C. Comparing it to the ELC-Max Flow SR, well, I don't know if that means senior or special rendition, or I don't know. But the speed of the pump is 3,000 maximum. Life is 50,000 hours. This SR does have the VRM fan, which goes up to 3,000 RPMs. It does indicate the current for the RGBs, and then the fans not as good as the Aquafusion. 60,000 hours of life, up to 1,800 RPMs, and then 58.03 CFMs and 2.4 millimeters of water for static pressure. And then the noise level is 23.46. So this is the quietest one, not considering the noise from the VRM, which is not a VRM fan, that is, which is not stated. And it's got less airflow than the ELC-AQFA3, but more static pressure than the ELC-AQFA3. So yeah, interesting. We'll find out in testing which one is the real Enermax. Oh, they still owe me for that rebate they never gave me. I even cut the darn serial number out of my box. Oh well. So, let's cut into this. Open it up. Hi, cooler fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we are down to the last 3 water coolers. Well, technically last 4, because I haven't actually told you guys about the one that's been in my computer since late December, I think. We're going to take a look at the Enermax Aquafusion ADV. Obviously, it's a 360, and it's got ARGB, and it's supporting, apparently Enermax has their own ARGB system. There's Asus Aura, Razer Chroma, Gigabyte RGB Fusion 2, ASRock Polychrome Sync, and MSI Mystic Light Sync. That's the majority of them. There are still some more, though. Okay, so let's start by getting this thing open so that I can show you something. So as you can see, it's got the typical foam at the top, and then it's got the lousy cardboard tray. Ugh. Here we go. In here we have got a cable to go from SATA to the controller. One for mode, and then one for probably it could be, I don't remember, it could be the speed. I looked at this thing for a while now. And this connector goes here, and then on the other side you can plug in this one, which will, for whatever reason, you go from here to a 4-pin JST connector, and then Yeah, it's a little bit weird. There's also one here for gigabyte, but it's the wrong kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Not a big deal. You know it's there. So next one is the main package of mounting stuff, which includes their own thermal product. I don't know if there's a name on it. Oh, there's a low noise adapter here. If you want to nerf your fans so that they don't make a lot of noise either. And wow, another SATA connector for fans though, but they only use 2 wires. All the nuts and bolts, and here's a daisy chainable ARGB cable. What else have we got here? The frames for mounting it. Of course, we've got a 1 to 3 PWM connector that actually uses all of the connections. And the thermal paste. The rest of this is just standard stuff for connecting. Nothing interesting or exciting. Now you may be asking, why are there 2 SATA cables? Well, one is for the lighting, and the other one is for the pump. Or even the pump and the fans if you really want to go that crazy. But I would say it's for the pump because typically you want your water pump to run at a stable speed all the time. Let's take a look at these fans. This is what they look like. A little bit more interesting from the backside. I don't know why they did that, but hey, we'll find out pretty soon whether there's some added exciting thing or not. And this is what it looks like. So what about the backside with all those holes? I'm still not sure what the holes are for. I think they should have at least put something that diffuses the light over them because you can see the LEDs in between. But I don't know, maybe some people will be excited by the way it shows on the screen. For me, that is... Oh, well, you know, what's really interesting is how the blades kind of make a floral impression with the arms here that are going to try to straighten out the wind. So let's find out how it does at that. Don't be difficult. Come on. There we go. Oh! That's not that strong. But I'm curious. Does the wind... What happens with the wind? Not exactly straight, but they did pretty good, actually. There's a little bit of coning out, but mostly the wind seems to be going pretty straight, so that's good. I like that. All right. Let's go ahead and listen. Somehow I've managed to get this fan to run really slowly. I mean, look at that. And that's like I can actually follow a blade almost pretty much all the way around. So let's listen now. There is a little bit of a rubbing noise. Low hum. Nice. No harmonic resonances. Nothing weird. Very, very nice. Now, as far as static pressure is concerned, for my hand, it feels like about 1.5, maybe 1 3/4 millimeters of static pressure, which is pretty good. Not as much as I'd like to see, but that's good. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to take a look at the water block. Okay, so here it is, a rounded square with, I assume that's going to be an infinity mirror. The tubes do rotate. This is a 3-pin connector, so it looks like it's going to power the pump as well as the lighting in here. There's a nice big copper plate on this side. And that's basically it. Fairly standard radiator. Let's see, does it have any? And it does have a fill port right there. So that's a plus in my book anyways. All right, well, let's turn it on, see what we can see.
Organization just disappears. What?
All right, so it's pretty quiet, actually. I'm kind of surprised because I have the block at the top, and that's going to cause air to want to accumulate in here, but that's not happening. So let me see if I can force the issue a little bit. It's fairly quiet. When I moved this, I did hear some air, but it didn't last long. So it's got a little bit of a noise that I think some people might find annoying, but to me, it's nice. Then it is an infinity mirror, and although you cannot control the lighting, it uses, well, I don't know if that's RGB or ARGB. Could be either, honestly. But yeah, that's, oh, let me, ooh. That's not bad looking, yeah. Now maybe you can hear that with the fan blowing through the radiator, it does become noisier. And as far as the amount of air that's going through, I guess I can't say that I'm too surprised that there's not a lot of air making it through. I mean, I can feel some, especially around the edges, which is pretty common with a lot of fans. I had thought, though, that I would be feeling a bit more than this, but fans are kind of on the weak side, so maybe that's why. So, I mean, you'd have to look and see how well it cools your computer as is, but, you know, if you're having trouble with your CPU staying cool or cooler, then you definitely want to upgrade the fans to something that provides more static pressure, because the static pressure is what is actually pushing the air through the radiator. So that's kind of interesting because the fans are not that weak according to the specifications. I don't know much of anything about the pump, to be quite honest with you, because they have not provided any useful information other than the power consumption about it. So that's a big question mark. And if the pump is running fast, then that can make up for problems with the fans and vice versa. But if these fans aren't doing enough, yeah, I am convinced at this point that this will not perform well on a hot CPU. But could be wrong, I admit it. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Leave a comment or a question in the comments below.
Need to ask for your help. I'm sorry. On December 11th, 2024, Amazon terminated me and used false accusations against me. And on December 17th, I had my left shoulder operated on. I'm getting a lot better. I can do some things with my hand, but and my arm, but it's still pretty limited. If you could please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications for my channels, that would really help. If you want to help me financially and you can afford to, you can go to my Glenn's Fast Reviews and you can do a super thanks as a donation there. If you want to donate on a monthly basis, you can become a member there. And or you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII. So thank you for that. Also, I'd like to say thank you to bleepingcomputer.com for allowing me to post messages on their forum about my videos. Thank you so much. And don't forget to visit them. They offer a lot of wonderful resources for people who are using computers. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Oops. Shouldn't touch the microphone with the... No, come on. It doesn't really like being that slow.